Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and I'm just putting together a few of the earlier Alliance War videos that I didn't start. This one was against the Latin American players, Lapis, and this is Node 4 on Path 1. First up, it's a Tigra, and man, Tigra kind of freaks me out sometimes because her specials go for days. She starts off with a nice little heavy spam, and I'm like, okay. So I counter that, and now we have the regen off, and so I'm just going to be doing some shorter combos because I want to build up some smolder with the parries. And we push her to L2. I throw off an L1, and she's melting, but not enough to where she the regens kept her alive, and then I tagged her on like an intercept as she dashed in, and I'm like, oh, thank heavens. I don't know, that's an interesting node to put her on. I can see her being pretty dangerous there, and it's easy to get cornered and whatnot. Now here is node 13, Masochism Indomitable. It's got an invisible woman. Torch is gonna eat this chick up. I'm just going to do a lot of parry, medium, light, mediums. Need to make sure I keep an eye out for that invisibility, but with debuffs on, I should be good. Parry her specials, build up some smolders, and my on-demand incinerates. Ooh, there, so like she just went invisible. Luckily, I had a temperature that was high enough to still be able to hit her. But yeah, she's going down very, very quickly. Trying to bait out this special, parry that. And so we got a couple smolders, nothing too crazy, but it does help. And she just goes down super, super fast. And we get our second kill of the war. Now we're going up on this strike counter fury node, leaving up the power focus 1. And this is the champion. I don't know that I've ever faced him before on this node. Actually, no, I did. The war before this, I haven't made that video yet. But I just found it interesting. I faced him twice in a row. I could see him hitting pretty dang hard if you let the furies get out of whack when he gets his primal fury up. But you know what? More furies is better for thing. So we're gonna redline it like normal, and that power focus 1, it makes it really, really hard for him to get to L2, and particularly L3, which is the nicest thing. And yeah, we're just gonna let the furies go up and up and up. We're gonna keep an eye out for his primal fury to come up. If I was throwing specials, I could nullify his unstoppable, but really it's not that big of a deal. I'm just kind of doing like 4-hit parry, 4-hit combos, dash back, and he's just kind of been holding on to his power. Hasn't thrown a lot of special ones. There's the primal fury. Get backed up just in time. We're gonna back up, get our parry in, and I mean, just look at our health bar right now. 100% with maybe I don't know, 7 health points underneath 100%. I mean, each parry is 1 health point. Thing just eats this node up on almost everybody. There's a few that are problematic. But yeah, we're smashing away. Just making sure we keep an eye out for that unstoppable, redlining it all the way. I typically throw the L3 when it's more than well enough damage. I just make sure that I always have my 15 to 20 rock stacks so that my protection protects me to the maximum. And there we go. See his primal fury go up. He's got 1%. We're like, okay, let's throw the L3, finish this dude off. No problem. 100% health. Minus, I don't know. Well, I think maybe we'll see how much health we have on this next fight. Actually, I think it's a Mojo, so I don't take him with thing. But let's check it out. Yeah, he's not going to show up on the fight meter. But yeah, so this one is a Mojo on Power Snack, and we're going to go in with pre-fight. And so you saw that I backed out. Make sure that the pre-fight gets applied. We've had issues in our BG with it not getting applied, and that just ruins my day, my opponent's, my battle group teammates' day. Luckily, we get some decent prompts, and I'm just kind of doing parry one hit, minimize the power that he gets gained. We get the dash back. I just block everything, block it all. He dashes back, completes his prompt. We get the backup recovery, that's fine. Throws another L1, just block it all. 22 smolders. This dude is getting lit up. He's getting lit up quick. And I think we throw off an L2 to finish him. And we only lost 7% health from the few block damage. Not bad at all. Torch is a monster against Mystics, especially with the pre-fight. Power Snack, backup recovery wasn't an issue. 31 hits. He goes down really quick. So after this, I believe we had a Korg. Yep. And my buddy Mirage Turtle nukes that dude. We're going into the second tier. Got a Professor X on the EMP node. It's got enhanced energy attacks. If you get tagged by this dude, it hurts. It hurts big because he has energy attacks. But Thing is immune to shock. So the EMP piece of this node gets thrown out the window, no problem. And yeah, I know I do pretty well on this one. I don't think I get hit. Take minimal damage. Just got to keep an eye out for that falter. Professor X is not a stubborn defender, so don't have to worry about the indestructibles, even though I am building up destructibles. We're going to dash in, get that falter triggered, and then kind of go back to town, doing parries, building up my furies. It's going to ramp up my damage, and get some evades, counter, break his channeling. And yeah, I mean, this fight isn't too difficult. I've seen Professor X on here a few times. I did die to him one time because he would not throw a special. But yeah, I mean, Thing really does a really fine job here. As long as you know how to dex his specials, which are pretty easy. Especially L2 is easy. You can just get out of range. L1, you just kind of gotta watch out for that one beam he throws at you. And yeah, and then just keep an eye on falter. Once you get the falter, I just get a parry off, do a whiff hit, back off, wait for the falter to expire. And yeah, I didn't throw any specials, just kind of hammered him out with Thing. Professor X goes down, no problem. And then we're going into this last lane on path 1. This is node 30 with the Indomitable and Vigor. And this has a Mr Sinister, which Guillotine 2099 is like a perfect counter for him. And I needed somebody to build up my Guillotine 2099 because I have a Apocalypse on the Stunning Reflection polka dot power node, and so this is just going to help out that fight significantly. And I'm just kind of going slow right now, getting a couple heavies in, and trying to push him over to his L1 when I don't have degens up, so he can't reflect that back to me. Because any damaging debuff he can throw back at you. So I don't want to be hitting him with some of my degens and then he just tosses it right back. I mean, the damage is not terrible, but you know, if you can avoid it, then avoid it. So I usually stall, and then you know, you can kind of just dash back away and they'll kind of walk towards you. That's kind of one of the behaviors of the AI. And then if I have a bunch of degens like that one, I just kind of wait and then wait for them to fall off, and then I parry, do one tap or tap into the block, push him over to L1, bait the L1, and then just keep going. And you know, this fight, we're 1.5 minutes in, and we're only like a quarter into the fight. But that's okay. Guillotine's damage is going to ramp up pretty quick. You know, I'm just kind of slow and steady wins the race here, being very methodical, being very safe, being very careful. She will definitely get this guy down. And yeah, that was interesting. He didn't throw back the degens. I'm pretty certain any and all damaging debuffs get reflected. Let me check that out real quick. Yeah, I just reread Mr. Sinister's ability on Aunt May, and it says all damaging debuffs. So I'm not sure why. I don't know. I'm gonna have to test that out on a duel or something. But I was pretty certain that the degens would get put back on you. I know bleeds and like poisons and shocks and incinerates do. But yeah, so we got him under 50%. And just slowly but surely, he's going down. And then here we go. We're above 100 combo. And then this is just where the meltdown starts to happen. It happens pretty quick. We're almost 3 minutes into the fight. We've lost a little bit of damage just from blocking and whatever. But nothing significant. And yeah, we get him under the 25% threshold. Get him to bait the special 1, and you can just see like boom, melting, and we get off the special 3 with under 5% left, which is an automatic KO. I probably could have thrown it a lot earlier, but just to be safe than sorry, and you don't ever want to throw him with like, I don't know, 10% and you only take off 9% or something like that. So this is just guarantees that I can carry over the charges and the combo to my next fight, which is going to be really helpful. And here we kind of waited up. Now we're boosted. We're going to clear this fight. We got a lot of time left on the clock. You can see there's 14 hours left. We've been cruising. Usually the guy that's on path 2, Germs, he's over in Europe, and for whatever reason he was up and around, and so we were able to move a lot more on the left side. And so we're going to go on this buffet Hyperion with Thing. And Thing is immune to buffet because he's immune to nullify, which in order for buffet to trigger, it has to nullify the next buff. So I don't have to worry about the regen. I just really need to worry about his power gain. And I do throw on an invulnerability boost. Now, I could have tried to just like manage protection and stuff, but I just didn't want to rely on that because sometimes it just doesn't come at the right time. I'm trying to block a lot, but Hyperion is throwing a lot of specials, and I just figured like I don't want to block more specials than I need to. So we're trying to bait this out. We do bait it out. Trying to parry some of the specials. Got a destructible built up, and so far so good. We're almost halfway there, and getting some decent parries off that last little punch coming in. But the damage is kind of gimped on Thing just because I haven't been getting as much rock stacks and converting those to furies. But we're just about there, but we're getting kind of cornered now. And I just get to the point where like, you know what? I got my indestructible boost on. We're just going to go ham. He throws it. Basically, this does 0 damage. Now, I could have activated protection. Had I not had applied that. Well, actually, it looks like I had protection activated earlier, so I didn't have it available. So this is just a good reason why to be safe. Like on a fight like Hyperion, where he can just go to L3. If you don't have any way to power control, better be safe than sorry. So we give him back an L3 in return, and then we are fully unblockable, unstoppable, and we just wreck him. And we get the Hyperion full attack bonus victory. And we're moving on to the mini bosses, and we're boosted. We got a Man Thing, which we see on this node a lot, and Thing, Rex, Man Thing. Just really need to be aware of Mystic Dispersion. If it's super high, then, I mean, if it's like 5 out of 5, it'd be, Man Thing would be pretty annoying. 4 out of 5, it's fairly manageable, still annoying. Anything 3 out of 5 or less, you just gotta make sure you're managing how many boostal buffs he puts on you, because as they fall off, it triggers Mystic Dispersion. But I can't get armor broke. I can't get poisoned because of that. Because, well, not because of that, but because I'm immune to nullify, and the poisons are applied because of nullification. So Thing is just a great option. So here I'm just, towards the beginning of the fight, I try to do a lot of blocking to build up destructibles, so that way when he's 50% or less health, when he's throwing specials and triggering those regen and he's fully unblockable, then I can use some extra dexes and stuff. So I'm going to be blocking, parry blocking the specials, trying to build up as many destructibles as possible. And then we're going to go ham on this dude towards the end, and counter his, try to push him to special 2s and counter that. And yeah, it works out really well. He's got 16 destructibles that I built up on him. So that gives me a lot of opportunities to dex if I need it. On like his special 1, or if he's just kind of being stingy with his specials, I can dance around a little bit and be a little bit more liberal with, you know, not having to make sure I get an early evade out without triggering dex. And yeah, so now we're just trying to bait this dude's special 2. And yeah, once he throws it, because I know he does, at some point, there we go, we counter it. You can see there's a little bit of Mystic Dispersion, but not a ton. And then, you know, we can hammer into his block, or we can kind of just wait it out. I just try to wait out that regen. I don't typically try to play too aggressive with like intercepts while that's on, because it's just unnecessary. Just wait out the regen and get an easy parry block in, and yeah, we're just gonna hammer this dude out. Plenty of destructibles to play with. I do get clipped on that, and I think we're gonna throw an L3 here and finish this dude off towards the very end. I think maybe after this special 2, because I want to make sure that I do kill him. This is a rank 2 6-star. I probably should have thrown the special 3 right then. I do an intercept there. Waited till 2% left to throw the big special 3. 20% bonus. Yeah, this dude's down. Yeah, I've seen Man Thing a ton here. I have yet to die to him on this node. Just because Thing is just such a great counter to him. But yeah, we get him down. And next up, we have like the main event for me for this war, which was this rank 5 Apocalypse on Polka Dot Power Stunning Reflection. I am charged up. I do activate one of my pre-fights to get extra health steal on the mediums. I leave up one of the armors, and it's going to let me regen if I ever do get below 15%. And I'm baiting his heavy, countering with my heavy, which allows me to get some combo shield built up. And you know, the name of this game for me is to play super safe, block early, block, 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 block. The name of the game is blocking. And hopefully you get some degens, which will allow you to get some power gain from the polka dot power. But when he throws his specials, just blocking everything. I mean, Apocalypse is a stubborn defender, so you really don't want to be dexing a ton in my mind, because you're gonna have to block to take it off, at least with Guillotine 2099. So just block and then counter it, and you can see like this dude is going down. Now I am boosted, I do have a rank 3 Guillotine 2099, but you know, a rank 2 6-star, a rank 5 5-star should be able to do similar work. And this guy is getting wrecked. Just block, 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 bait the heavies, block the specials, retaliate on the specials, kill Apocalypse. And we got it done. 49 hits, started with the 100. Pretty easy, pretty safe, very clean. And I thought my job was done. So that was at 14 hours left. Now we have 47 minutes left on the war. Had one of our buddies go in on the Spidergwen and failed. And he's like, hey, can you finish him off? Or finish her off? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. We'll try. And I don't have anybody on my team that counter evades. I have Torch, I have Thing, and I have Guillotine 2099. Guillotine 2099 is not charged up anymore because I didn't end with a special 3. I wasn't planning on using her. I wasn't planning on fighting any more fights for this war. But this war was fairly close, but we pretty much had it underway. And so I go in with Torch. I put on a few boosts just because I don't like to die. I thought about putting on an invulnerability boost, but I'm like, nah, we have this war won. And so I go in, and yeah, you're gonna see how crazy this chick is when you don't have a true strike champ. Now I think I do a fairly decent job at trying to get her down, but you know, I'm at pretty much full health. And the brute force is a pain in the butt because if I don't hit her, then that gets triggered. I do get the those crit debuffs on me to where I can't crit, so I'm not going to hit super hard, but I need to take off the indestructibles. I'm doing short combos, a few intercepts here and there, block, you know, I'm just trying to get my ends, but man, this chick is evading. I was trying to be conscious that I should save my parries towards the end, and man, I should have used a few of them more, because you can, I think I maybe used one, and I keep getting degen because this chick just keeps evading, and then I kind of get early evades where on her heavy, where I'm triggering indestructible, so I'm not doing damage, and man, I haven't gotten hit yet, but we get off the indestructibles, we throw an L3, and let's see what we can do. Can we finish her off? Maybe not. She's evading like everything that I throw at her, and I'm just like, oh, come on. And I just I can't hit her enough, and then finally I do get tagged, and I die. And I'm like, ugh. So I'm like, okay, well, I got my other champs, and I'm thinking Thing or Guillotine 2099. We go with Thing because he is a defender. I can build up indestructibles, and so I'm just going to try to make sure I don't get smacked on the evade, try to build up some rock stacks, and this time I'm using up my stuns, but now I've already used them all up, they're all gone, I can't counter fast enough, and just look at this chick just evading, and just super frustrating. Should I have made my buddy revive? Maybe, but we had won the war. It was close. The Latin American players, they did a good job, but we snuck out the victory, and yeah. So we throw off an L3, and I'm pretty certain this kills her. Yes, it does, and we get the one remaining attack bonus that was left. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm done now. Well, we had Killmonger as the boss, and about 20 minutes later, we had lost all attack bonus on her, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go in. It was kind of a free-for-all at this point, And I'm like, I'm gonna go in and see what I can do. This is a rank 3 Killmonger. Don't have any armor break champs. And I only have Thing and Guillotine 2099 left. And I'm like, oh, I'll just try Guillotine 2099, see what she can do. You know, those degens are gonna feed him a lot of power. Get some decent intercepts in on there. Block the L2, get out of range. Gotta take off his indestructibles. But this guy, you know, he's got a lot going for him. And I do not have a decent counter for him. This is what happens when, you know, you got guys that don't take down the boss and you don't have a counter, so you're just kind of a free-for-all. Luckily, we already had the win. So, you know, when we have the win, for me as an officer leader, I'm just kind of like, well, just get the boss down. Like, if somebody goes in and they happen to fail, I don't feel like we have to like revive and boost them and heal them all the way back up to get that one attack bonus. Like, I'd rather save it for a war that matters. And I die. I get heavied in the corner, and I'm like looking at the map. Fine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in with Thing, 70k health. I'm like, I don't know how well this is gonna go. Guillotine didn't do all of that great, but we're going in, and I don't think I was still boosted, or not. I think all my boosts had fallen off. Thing is a stubborn defender, so I can kind of work around the indestructibles. I'm going to try to make sure that, like, I think I'm going to have him throw his L2, and then I'm going to wait out the reflection and then counter. And so the reverberation is going to be pretty minimal because he started with 0 power. So far I haven't taken hardly any reverb damage because I hit him when he was at 0 power to trigger reverb. And then here we go. I think I push him. I thought I was going to push him over to 1 bar power, and I missed it. And then, so he's got some decent reverb going on as a 6-star rank 3, but it falls off. I hit him with an L2. It doesn't do enough. Get an intercept in. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. It's so close. And I trigger reverb and get out of that, and I'm just trying to wait out the reverb, and I totally ignored the fact that he had destructibles on, and I'd hit him, and I died with like nothing left. Somebody tapped him over. Anyways, we won the war. A few deaths, but on fights that I really wasn't assigned to take. But it was fun. This was war number 4, and as of this war, we were 3-1. Thanks for watching, fellas, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.